What's happening? Hey, so I want to talk about how I work when my mind is like completely burnt out, bro. Let's get into this. And what I mean is, you gotta go to work, you gotta go make money, but you may feel burnt out just from life, interactions, dealing with people, all type of shit, stress, whatever it may be, and you gotta find a way to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Even no matter how you feeling. So the first thing, bro, is I just dumb down. You know what I'm saying? So, because me, I'm an overthinker. I'm a think a lot, and I like to consider myself somewhat intelligent, right? But if you notice, if you look around while you at work or just in an environment or whatever, you get people who are just living, man. You know what I'm saying? They just doing, you know, and it could be good or bad, but like if you overthink stuff and you always in your head a lot, it's more stressful. So it's like if you just kind of dumb down and you just kind of like move through life, like move through the day, just on some like just letting small things make you happy, and what I'm saying, focusing on small shit. This is where you get people that's like mentally challenged and all of that, right? They happy. You know what I'm saying? Because they in their own world, just like, oh man, I got some new shoes, or stuff makes them happy. And I'm not talking back down on them or nothing, but they happy. They be happy. And sometimes you gotta learn from that. People like that. Like, when you're so aware, you know what I'm saying, you just aware of everything. It's tough, man. That's like what I was talking about in my last video about the Matrix. Waking up. Now life is crazy. It's difficult now because you woke and aware too much. So sometimes you gotta dumb that down a little bit just to get through your day. And it seemed like, you may seem like, how you call people bots, robots, or what is that other one? Um, when you playing like a Grand Theft Auto game or a real world game, and you get them little computer people going around, walking around, computer generated you people. You sometimes you got to become one of them just to get by, man. Like, because taking on all of the stress of being a person who's considered woke or something, like when you at work, you probably thinking of how the whole place runs, like the owner of this motherfucker, like he's like the master type, I don't want to say the word master. And you seeing how all of y'all is doing all of this stuff, and it's not worth your time, honestly, but you gotta pay the bills, and that's how the system's set up. You feel me? Like, you gotta do this stuff to make the money, but it's like it's harder to make the money on your own, you know what I'm saying, without these people hiring you and shit like that. So you need some stability, so you just do it. But if somebody was in the streets like, hey bro, I'm gonna give you $20 right now, man, I just need you to move all these boxes for like an hour, just unpack all these boxes out this truck for an hour, it's like 100 boxes, I just need you to ship them over, just toss them over here, bro, $20. You would be like, hell no. You see what I'm saying? So, but at the job, if you get a job, that's what they doing. You know what I'm saying? $20 one hour, you tossing 100 boxes. It's kind of heavy. So that's my example of you gotta be a bot sometimes to get through. Shit, because you in the world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we feel spiritual and we feel, this is why we get disconnected from stuff. You more in your spiritualness. But man, you in the world, man. You in your physical life right now. So you gotta be this physical person, man. And then that right there could get you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people be losing hope with, living out a dream or reaching some type of success or whatever. But like, hey man, you gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, because everybody who made something happen in their life, they went through some shit like this, where it was life was tough. You feel me? Or in each different way. You know what I mean? Whatever. We kind of all similar, but we just go through different shit. But it's all similar feelings. You know, like you know, you might have a family, kids, wifey, or you know, hubby, and shit. You know, that right there is not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like watching these TV shows and movies and all of that, they paint pictures of, you know, they just show the certain shit, but the inside details of that life, day to day life, that ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through the family, having a family, taking care of a family. That's not no joke. I never went through this in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm experiencing this shit, so I could talk about it. You may be experiencing your own stuff that you could talk about, that you know, like, man, this ain't no joke. But it's the light at the end of the tunnel, man. That shit sound like kind of corny, cliche, like, but that's real, because it's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Like it's people doing long bids in prison right now. You feel me? Like just think how they get by every day. Like, man, they want to come home, right? Like my uncle did 30 years. You feel me? My brother doing like 40 years right now. My older brother, like, I got hella, man. My cousin just got out from doing eight years, and my other his little brother just got out from doing 5 years. Like, just think of the light at the end of the tunnel they had to keep their sanity when times was hard. Especially my uncle doing 30 and my brother doing 40. You know what I'm saying? So just think of like, it's always a way out of a situation, or it's always if you know exactly like what you're trying to do in your mind, that's the light, and you just gotta focus on that too. Like sometimes you just gotta go to work, man. You gotta do your shit. This day right here is just another day to get to where you're going. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, like I'm an introverted person, right? I'm not really big on small talk and all of that. But I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when I do have small talk, I feel better for some reason. Like, you know, cause you know, we can't, I don't really like to do all that communicating with people, especially like strangers and stuff. But when I do, I feel a little better sometimes. And just small stuff, quick stuff. Like you know, if it get too long, I'm like, hey man, I gotta go do something over here, man. But interactions is good when it's a cool one. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, as an introverted person, to myself person or whatever like that, sometimes, you know, interactions can make you feel uplifted a little bit, that little spark. And you know, just to feel seen, or feel like, you know, maybe y'all talked about some shit that y'all had in common, shit like that. So don't neglect that. You know what I'm saying? That talk, don't neglect that, because sometimes that right there can change your mood a little bit. You know, sometimes you gotta force the talk. You know, like force the talk, force a little small talk, and then it may shift your mind for the day. Who knows? But it's always that thought in the back of your mind, like, you know, what if I can't do this, or failure or some shit like that. And that right there, that gets cloudy in your mind. That can build up hella shit in your mind. And the whole game is to quiet that down, I think. You know, because that's gonna be there. You know, you remember on the cartoons how I used them old cartoons, how it'd be a angel on this side and a devil on that side of the character, right? This dude telling them that, this dude telling them that. That's always there in our life. That was the real shit. That's always there. That ain't gonna never go away. But if you listen to the good side more than the bad side, then you'll be alright. You feel me? But sometimes the bad side got some sneaky tricks you need to listen to too, shit, to get by. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Hopefully you got a little bit of encouragement or something working. Feel me? And leave me a comment. Let me know what's up. I'll let you in a minute.